Good afternoon. Welcome to my channel. Today is the 21st of June 2021 and it's a hot one. From what I can see outside, we are heading for a thunderstorm, and if it is, it's going to be a doozy. Now let me see what the symbol is. We are on the finishing leg of our flowers in a basket. So let's go with this pretty red color. How are you doing today? As a matter of fact, let me open this little bit over here too, and that way we can continue with finishing this flower. That would be the idea. Yeah, definitely. Okay, let me put tape over here because I'm going to be sticking to it. Has anybody seen my tape? I found it. How are we all doing today? Is it hot where you are? Cold? How's the weather? Weather is something we can always complain about. I mean, it's no use complaining about this canvas. It is what it is, folks. But we are on the finishing stretch of something which we thought at first was impossible. We did it. There is no such thing as impossible in our book. And while we're here, let me put out the other color also, which is another red, of course. Okay, so let's attack these flowers over here. And I usually put my storage bin out here so I know which ones I'm dumping and which symbol I am working on. So let me see. Can you see me? Or do I walk out of the camera as usual? You know. Oh, that will give us a glare, so let's put it that way. Actually, I think we should start with this one right down there. To me, they both look the same color, but they're not. They are different DMC codes. Oh, it's lightning. I don't know about you, but I love thunderstorms. Especially when it's so hot and muggy, and then we get a little cooling shower. Let me tell you, I'm not complaining about the fact that it's summer. I'm complaining about the fact that the spa is not open. I mean, just think, all the income that they are losing, how are they going to manage to make up their losses? Now, I know that they want to open because they were hiring, I guess, the people that were out of work. Well, it's been closed now for over a year. And it is a spa that opens all year round because it's a hot spring, comes from the ground. Seriously, you can sit in the pool and have the snow falling all around you, and you're sitting in a hot pool. It's the neatest thing you have ever seen. I mean, I can't describe it to you. You really would have to experience it. Yeah, at first I was like, you're kidding. You want me to sit in a pool? It's minus, I don't know how many degrees out there. put a hat on, and you put your bathing suit on, and you go out into the pool. And the snow is falling. It's a beautiful environment, you know, the trees and everything, very natural. And the water is 30-some degrees that comes from the ground. And then they mix it with cold water to have the exact temperature that is prescribed by the doctors. And I'm having the hiccups. Either I'm sneezing, coughing, or I have the hiccups. Got something to do with my allergy to the camera. I don't know. Don't ask me these things. Yes, thank you. My tooth is feeling 100% better. I so rarely get a toothache that I was like, could you just please pull out all my teeth? I want floss teeth, then I will not have toothache anymore. It's extremely rare that I have some sort of dental problem. Still don't know what happened. Well, my face is still swollen, but no pain. Yeah, I look nice and chubby. Not that I was skinny until now. You didn't think we'd get to this point on this canvas, did you? Well, neither did I. Many a days I felt like throwing in the towel, and I said, hey baby, we ain't no quitters. Let's just muddle through it. It's going to be beautiful. That's about the only thing that's saving this canvas. The fact that it's beautiful. For those of you that have been with me since the beginning of this wonderful canvas, you know what I'm talking about. I mean, every possible equipment that I have for diamond painting, it has been used. Trying to figure out these symbols. After a while, you get used to the symbols. Really, seriously. But then I cannot do any other canvas because then I get, you know, my concentration to these weird things that I'm seeing here. Yeah. Okay, I'm jumping all over the place, I know. Stop yelling at me, I can hear you. Don't think I do not see you when I don't hear you. If we're going to have a storm, then I'm definitely going to film it because it's going to be a doozy. Last time that sleet? No, not sleet. With ice. What is that called? Anyway, I can't think of the English word. You know, we had little balls of ice falling from the sky. What do you call that? Hail. Hail. It was so bad, we couldn't see past the window. It was like smoke and, well, the hail wasn't too big, thank God. So it didn't do as much damage in the vegetable garden as we were presuming that it would. However, this couple of days of heat really dried out the ground. Because hubby was at the village today, he's in the afternoon shift, so we can have peace and quiet without him yelling and complaining. He said the ground is extremely dry. I said, well, did you set up the sprinkling system? He said, no, because then the neighbor died and there's no one else to shut it off. And it is a different, it's about 45 minutes by bus. public transportation. And folks, let me tell you, they have finally gotten air conditioning in the buses. And I was like, yay, thank you. Yeah, we went grocery shopping, we went to Penny, and it was air conditioned. I was like, oh, honey, let's just walk around and look around. Oh, look at this and look at that. You know, trying to stay in a cool place as long as possible. But when you come out of that air conditioning and the heat hits you, it's like, whoa, let me go back in. You have that? Actually, we are on a red alert as far as the heat is concerned, where you are allowed to go into an air-conditioned place to cool off, especially if you don't feel well. And we did see a man sitting on a bench, and the ambulance station and the police station is right around the corner there. So we told the guys that I think that man is either drunk or is having a problem, but in either case, he doesn't look too well. And he hasn't moved on that bench for an hour, so I don't know whether he passed out or whether he's unwell, but in the heat, in either case, either if it's alcohol or not feeling well, definitely needs to look into. And they did thank us for bringing him to our attention. Because I remember a couple of years ago, we had this sudden heat wave, and I was going to the spa, and I was sitting on the same bench where I had a first sort of a angina attack, but then it turned out it wasn't really that, it was just the heat. But it was scary. Let me tell you folks, when an ambulance looks good to me, there is a huge problem, because I avoid all sort of medical whatever, unless I'm doing volunteer work, just leave me alone. I did have to go to the cardiac unit and have, all the tests run. And they did establish the fact, it's a good thing that I went in, because I had sort of a heart, I don't know, a little bit of problem, just the beginning. And they said it's good to find these kind of things very early, because they can prevent, bigger problems. Actually, what they had me do was take a mild diuretic and potassium and magnesium. Now that is supposed to prevent from having difficulties. I said, well, I didn't know I had any problem with the heart. They said, no, not yet. Let's just keep it that way. I said, okay. And well, they said you cannot go on a 3-kilometer hikes at noon. So since then I have learned to, when it's a yucky day, like today, to take my hike before sunup, because that is the coolest time of the day. At night it's still hot, because the air might be a little bit cooler, but you're getting the reflection of the heat from the ground. And since I get up early anyway, so I took my walk at 4:30 in the morning, and the weather was absolutely scrumptious, wonderful, clear, slight breeze. Actually, I could breathe. We don't have to wear a mask outside anymore. It was rather hard to do, physical activity with a mask on. But I think the mask will be part of our lives for a time being. So let's just learn to live with it. within logic and reason. Now, since we are all, we have the jab in the arm, both of them, so should be okay. Okay, this was the straight line. Now, so this is why it's good to have my container out, because these two are so similar in color, it would be very easy to confuse them. And then we have this other red one here. So that one is there. Okay. And then we're going to have this gray one. Nope, that's 310. This is a gray one. For the background, now that should go a little bit faster because I see there's some multiplacing, so we can make a little headway. Okay, let's just put these out here. That's one. This is the one with both of them. And let me try and grab the beginning. Okay, looks good. And then we'll go down that way. And why not be crooked? Okay, when I push the next line next to it, it will straighten out. So we're not worried about that. See? There we go. As I said, there's some multiplacing in this one and color blocking. So that will give us the illusion that we're getting ahead. I will be jumping with joy when this is finished. I am absolutely amazed at how pretty this whole canvas looks. Really. I think all the confetti and all of that really shows up in the details of the flowers. As I said, the only problem was the drill field, especially the dark ones. You know, guys, if you'd line up here, it would make my life a little bit easier. Well, why would you? It was just a thought. I think, yeah, this is the last of the red flowers right here. And I guess in the corner it would be all background. I'm gonna leave that for last. And when you do not see me, I am working on the confetti in the other parts of the canvas, which I thought would have been too boring for you to see me searching, you know, one symbol over here, one there, and it's about, this is the way it goes, and it's very slow, very tedious, and I definitely thought you'd get bored with that. I have to put on some mood music to do that part. And of course, I just pop the tray. You know, that's what happens when you press down too hard. Oh, let me clean up the mess I made. The more I hurry, the bigger mess I make. Okay, got you. I think whatever I didn't get, I will get as I go along. No, that's not going to work there. How about here? Just when I thought I had a whole bunch lined up, it pops on me. And then I have to do a little shake, shake, shake. Why am I sticking to the canvas? I don't know. the air stopped moving outside. Excuse me. Really, I've been watching a tutorial, anyway, one of those how-to videos on YouTube, and this lady was sniffling all the way through it. I mean, you know, like, can I offer you a Kleenex or something? Sometimes I do think it's a nervous habit, just like I tend to itch my nose. Do you think so? I think it could be. My mother used to have that habit. It was extremely annoying. I asked if she had an allergy or something. She said, no, why, what's wrong? So then I realized that she was doing it without really being aware of the habit she has. And it turned out it was a nervous habit of hers. Oh, now this is not going to work, is it? No. I mean, the four-placer winds up with no diamonds in it. Well, dear, no. That is just messy. Really shouldn't take us half an hour to make one single flower. But it does. Okay. I think I'm going to hit the edge because for some reason it doesn't want to fit the way I want it to fit. Okay. What we're having is thick, dark clouds. No rain yet. Everybody's looking at the sky like, oh, please let it rain a little bit. I'm sure you know the feeling. I was surprised that they didn't put the water on in the fountain in the middle of the park next door to us. Usually when it's so warm, they open it and then the children run through the water. Well, of course, sometimes the adults run through the water also. Well, you know you have to go after your child or your dog or whatever, so it's a good excuse to get wet and cool off. Ambulance right on schedule as soon as I start. Thank you, shut off your sirens. Yeah, as soon as they get to the corner, they shut it off because that's where they turn to the hospital. It's about half a block away, the hospital. I thought at first when I heard them doing that it's very thoughtful of them not to go blaring sirens into the hospital where people are, you know, wanting to rest, and I'm sure they don't appreciate listening to the sirens. Okay, that's a different symbol. Okay, this is one like that. Right there, and that one is another red color with the corner like that. Now let me see if I can, yeah, there's more over here of that. So let's continue with the last of the red flowers right there. I think the ambulance service is back to normal because from 7 o'clock at night until 7 o'clock in the morning, they don't use the sirens unless it's, major or whatever. But by the time they get over here, they're just around the corner, and usually there's almost no traffic. Although last night, well, let me tell you, I tried to open the windows, and it was a major, I mean, you wouldn't believe what was going on. I'm like, well, I guess we close the windows if we want to sleep. One car after the other, and then the trucks. And I'm like, it's Sunday night. And it wasn't those delivery trucks, that go to the supermarkets to make sure you have the fresh produce when it opens. No, it was, I don't know. I think people coming back from the Balaton, that's our lake. And they had to go to work on Monday morning. Hubby's working in the afternoon today, okay? Well, his boss said because they are coming from Germany to visit the establishment, he's going to come home 11 o'clock at night, and he has to go back to work at 8 o'clock in the morning. And I'm like, what? Isn't Saturday enough? Yep, they messed up his schedule again. And I'm like, we have to go to the town hall. We have to do some things, and it only can be done certain hours. And it was put off for this week because he's going to be working on second shift. No, they change it. They don't ask, they tell. So I told hubby, either they give you a raise for pushing you around, or else tell them goodbye. I mean, this is ridiculous. It was even a Sunday they called him to work because they're coming from Germany. Let me tell you how much I hate motorcycles. That's usually a kid in one of those little cycles that's so loud. So I said, if they're going to call you in at all time of day or night, that they might as well pay you for it. What do you mean you don't get extra pay? There are laws. He said, well, I don't want to. I said, I yell. If you don't want to, they're going to push you around. I think I am right. And that's my opinion. And I'm going to stick to my opinion because I can. Okay, let's take a close look. Those are the corner symbols. Okay, I don't see any more of this symbol. So I think, oh, yep, yes I do. Is it or isn't it? I have to get out my magnifying glass. No, that's a corner symbol. Folks, let me tell you. And my windows are closed over here. The noise you hear is through the closed window. So can you imagine? Don't even try to imagine. They are building a highway that's going to detour these trucks from here. But folks, it's not the trucks that's making all that noise. I always thought the trucks would be the loudest. No. Actually, if the truck is before being loaded, I'm talking about those big international rigs. My son drives one of those. And I mean internationally, all through Europe. they make the most noise when they're empty. Because there's a certain part over there, halfway from my house, where they sort of make a bump or whatever. And when they hit that and the truck is empty, it sounds like it's about to fall to pieces. Seriously. There was a few times I looked outside to make sure the truck is still in one piece. And I was like, oh, okay, everybody's fine. Now the weirdest thing is when that wakes you up from a sound sleep. Well, we had one of the trucks broke down in front of the house, and it was full of gasoline. Let me tell you folks, I got my little bag together just in case they decided they're going to evacuate us before the thing blows up. And then they finally brought a fire truck out to, I don't know, they were cooling down the truck. And then they brought another truck and they transferred the contents of the broken down truck. And I was like, oh, that stinks. I don't know what was wrong with it. Actually, I think it was the truck that broke down because the driver was walking around and okay, if the truck is from a different country, they are not allowed to fix it in this country. They have to call a rescue, and then they have to take in the truck to their own country where they fix it. And I was like, oh my God, if they would fix it in this country, now wouldn't it be less expensive than sending another truck to get the one out of the trouble, you know? I know they did it to my son too, and he was like a couple of kilometers away from a station where they could have fixed it. But those are the rules. And it was a service station that could have serviced the trucks. I mean, none of these trucks are made in Hungarian because there are strict rules as to what condition a truck may be in order to go international. So we have one of those wobbly trucks that is ready to fall apart. It's not allowed to go international. Very simple reason, they don't want you breaking down in some foreign country or on the road with a policeman that you cannot understand, and they don't understand that you don't understand. They're very hard on this truck drivers, very hard. They won't let them out of the cabin, not even to go to the bathroom. You know, before they were allowed to get out and go eat, shower, you know, in the rest stops. Nope. They must stay inside. Although they all have their shots. Very strange. I know my son almost missed his wedding because he spent 12 hours on the border inside his truck. They forgot to tell the border guards that he's supposed to let them through because he's carrying supplies for the pharmaceutical company. and those trucks have to have priority. But they forgot to tell that to the Border Patrol. Because in Hungary, if you're in the European Union, you don't need a passport to go. But since we have this little to-do with this little silly virus that's here to stay, they put the Border Patrol back on. They don't know what to do. Since they're not used to handling such, just go on, go do your job, do whatever you want. They don't want to be bothered. They're on the phone playing games or whatever. Now all of a sudden they have to check the traffic and they're like, I don't know what I'm supposed to do. They told me to be here. That's all they told me, is to stand here. And you're like, could you please stamp the papers? And they're like, why you want to stamp? I said, I don't know. You're supposed to stamp the stupid thing. They go, oh, all right, if you insist. And you're like, just please stamp it. Does it hurt to push that stamper down? I'm very happy that things are starting to get back to normal, at least for the summer. Let's just take it one step at a time. Folks, we're going to have such a thunder. It's going to rattle my windows. The air is so thick, I swear you could cut it with a knife. I don't have my phone right here, I don't know, but the humidity is definitely high. Okay, we're going to do some background work over here, which will give us the illusion that we're moving ahead. Yep, popping drills. As long as it's only from the tray, not from the canvas, it's okay. I'm not telling you the weirdest places I find drills, and I'm sure you have a few funny places also. I'm positive. Anyone that does diamond painting has experienced such funnies. Like, how did that drill get over there? What? And why is it over there? There. So this is what I mean. When we could do a little bit of multiplacing, then we're going to make headway. It looks like that's the last of the flower, this red one. Of course, you better believe it, I'm working on this when I am off camera also, because it must be done. Really, put all the complaining aside, it's a beautiful picture. Really lovely. Excellent details. I think it's very lifelike. The colors of the flowers and etc. 3, 4. Right there. Okay. I lost count of how many showers I have taken today. No, stop popping out of the drill. Really ridiculous. Totally. Okay, we did very well. Thank you very much for spending time with me this afternoon. I will continue working on this, so we'll be ahead. And then we will have the last section over here to do. Stay safe, stay healthy, stay happy. I will see you tomorrow afternoon. Please hit the like and the subscribe button. And if you have done so already, thank you very much. Bye for now. See you tomorrow.